puppets, it's me, Esther, and today Refashionista Sheri is going to show you how to transform a frumpy old grandpa cardigan. This one actually belonged to me late husband, rest his soul, mwah. And she's going to show you how you can update it and make it a little bit more modern and more to your taste and style, using up those little scraps that you have in your stash. Plus, she's also going to show you how to add pockets to cardigans that do not have them, so that shall be interesting.
Editing Sheri here, just reminding you to stick around to the end of the video and find out how Esther responds to 4 trolls. For this awesome embellishing project, all you need is your plain cardigan plus a whole bunch of scraps and buttons and whatever the heck else you want to use to embellish your cardigan. Oh yeah, and of course your sewing gear. So I don't know about you, but I tend to hold on to those cool little scraps that I chop, you know, the ones that have a neat pattern on them or are kind of a neat kind of texture, as well as loads and loads of doilies and lace scraps. I hold on to everything. And for the scraps, I usually just keep them in a Ziploc bag, and then it fits neatly in my cupboard. And for my doilies and hankies and everything, I store them in these dollar store plastic baskets because I can actually stack them all on top of each other, and that works great. So yeah, now it's time to go through my scraps and see what kind of patchwork embellishing I'm going to put together. And here's a refashionista tip for you. When you are doing any kind of refashion and you remove pockets, and of course don't put them back on, absolutely hold on to them, because they make really good additions to cardigans, sweaters, pants, trousers, what have you. And then you don't have to mess about creating brand new pockets. These are already stitched nicely. You know, they have all the edges folded in. These ones even have a nice little flap on them, and because this is a 2-4 here, I might actually use these for my cardigan. Okay, so I have all of my little scrappy pieces chopped out, and I chose some flowers, and where is it here? And the stems for the flowers, and on the other side I kind of tree and cloud shape, and then here the trunk of the tree. Now I did use a lot of green because it is of course St. Patrick's Day, and I do have some Irish in my ancestry. And as I'm arranging here, let's just have a little chat about ancestry, shall we? And something that has bothered me kind of forever is the fact that a lot of people, mostly in North America, think that just because you have someone in your ancestry who happens to be from a different country, like let's say Ireland or Germany or Italy, you know, they kind of take on those characteristics and they walk around saying, yes, I'm Irish. You're not Irish. You're not. You have a great-great-grandfather or something like that who happened to be Irish and, you know, settled in North America. That doesn't mean that you, in fact, are Irish. And I have no idea why North Americans do this, if they are not so proud to be, you know, North American or not. But because I did live in a bunch of different countries, you know, Japan, England, Greece, and Germany, I do know for a fact that it is bothersome to people in Europe, especially people from the most popular countries like Italy, Ireland, Scotland. And yeah, it's something I'm genuinely curious about, because I've never done that, you know, like, yes, I have Irish ancestors, I have Scottish ancestors, I have people from the Netherlands, but that doesn't mean that I am from those countries. I'm Canadian. And if I go to those countries, I still need to have a visa stamp. I still need to have a working visa if I want to work in those countries. This is not just like, oh yeah, my great uncle was from Ireland. Can I please just live and work here? No, that's not how it works. Anyway, let me know down below what your thoughts on this, and if you think that it's kind of a weird thing to be taking on the characteristics, the stereotypical characteristics of what you think people from those countries are like, even though you're not from those countries, but you walk around you know, on St. Patrick's Day drinking green beer, or you think you're Italian because you have a great-great-grandparent who is from Italy, even though you don't speak the language at all, or have never been there. I don't know. Let me know down below what you think of that whole thing. Okay, I think I have my little scrappy bouquet and my tree and cloud pinned in the correct position. Now, let's figure out what to do for the pockets. Now, I still have loads of these granny squares left, even though I have used them in so many different projects, which I shall link below for you. But here you can see I have a whole bag full still. And first I was thinking those would be pretty cool little pockets on there, but I have since come up with a cooler idea, so I'm going to set them aside for a moment. Now, another thing I have used in the past for pockets are these thrift store vintage trivets. And yeah, I just think they're so cute. And I don't know, you call them trivets or you can call them hot pads. But yeah, they really do make cute little pockets. And here's a quick tip. If they have the little loop on the top, you leave the top open, you have your pocket, and then you put a button up here and you can close up your pocket. So that's just a little tip for you. Here's another couple, but I don't think I like the pink ones. What I think I'm actually going to go for are these ones that have been in my stash for a little while. They are not the same size, unfortunately, but that's okay. They're actually from a vintage dress, and I'm just gonna line them up here with the bottom of the sweater, the kind of bottom hemline here, and I'm gonna hopefully try to make it look like my bouquet and my tree are kind of growing out of there. So now it's time to go stitch all of this together. So remember before when I said I had a cool idea for the granny squares? Well, I am stitching them on as elbow patches. And here's another Refashionista tip for you. When you are stitching things in between two fabrics, like on a sleeve or on a trouser leg, grab something like a jar or a glass and pop it in between those layers of fabric, and then when you are stitching, you don't have to worry about, you know, poking your fingers because your hand is in there. So when I put my needle through, I hit the jar, and I don't have to worry about accidentally stitching the two layers of fabric together, or like I said, poking my finger or something, and it just makes it so much easier when you are hand stitching. Also, if you're not sure about hand stitching, refashioning, thrifting, any of that stuff, I have an awesome ebook. It is called Refashioning 101. It is absolutely epic and has everything you could possibly want to know about secondhand and thrifting and refashioning from start to finish. Hand stitching, machine stitching, you name it, it is in there, and I highly recommend picking it up. If you want even more in-depth lessons though, like video lessons, and to get the Refashioning 101 ebook for free, then take my totally massively awesome Refashioning 101 e-course, and all the links are down below for all of my awesome Refashionista courses and ebooks and lessons and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm going to finish this and then we'll see what we're going to do next. Okay, so I have my adorable floral and tree patches, my pockets, my elbow patches. Now, I'm not sure though if I like these buttons or if I want to change them. And I just went through my button stash and I found these very, very adorable vintage wooden buttons, but I'm not sure if I want to switch them out or not. So this is the original ones, and that's what it would look like with the wooden buttons. I'm really, really not sure, but let's go try this on and style it up. And yeah, then it's time for another troll time. How adorable did this one come out? This Oh my, I really, really love these granny square elbow patches. That is just so cute. And of course, the patchwork is just, I mean, again, I am at a loss for words because how adorable is this? And I did go ahead, as you can see, and I did switch out the buttons just because I think it really ties it all together, having the red buttons, the red pockets, there's red here, there's red in this fabric, so why not? And then of course, this is really, really close to my Confessions of a Refashionista pink color. So, I mean, it's truly a rockin' Refashionista cardigan now. However, you are going to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Please do it safely, but of course, enjoy yourself as well. And yeah, I guess it's about that time, right? It's time for Troll Time! And today, it is with the always lovely and pleasant Esther.
It's me, Esther, again, and today I am doing Troll Time. And today's Troll Time is all about distressing your denim. And Sheri has a lovely tutorial that too many people take great offense at, and it will be linked down below for you if you want to find out how to make your denim easily distressed using items you already have and not spending any money whatsoever. Anyway, let's jump into the comments. So, the first comment comes from Jacqueline, I don't know how to say your name, I apologize, but Jacqueline writes, "What a waste of good new jeans." Well, my goodness, Jacqueline, I'm wondering if you actually didn't watch the tutorial because these jeans were not new at all. These jeans had actually been given to Sheri. They were not her style at all. They were sitting in her closet for way too long and were absolutely many, many years old already. So I suggest in future, before you waste your time writing a comment, you watch the whole video and find out the facts, because as we all know, your feelings are not facts. All right, on to the next Troll Time comment, and this is from Valerie, and she writes, "Why the heck do people want to wear ripped clothes? Because one fool decided it's cool. Ridiculous." Well, first of all, Valerie, what a great rhymer you are. One fool decided it's cool. But do you know something? You're actually quite incorrect. Now, the ripped clothing movement started in the 1960s and 70s with the hippies and the punks, and it was a way to show their activism against capitalism and the establishment, as they called it. And it has just then been taken over by very, very high-end fashion designers. And you know what? If you don't like it, don't wear it, don't make it, but you don't have to go around criticizing other people for fashion that they like, that they make themselves, and that they feel good wearing. You wouldn't want someone to do that to yourself. And again, it wasn't one person, it was a worldwide movement. So please, please, please do a little bit of Googling before you start putting silly comments. All right, next one. This one is from Dot, and Dot says, "If we wore jeans like these, we'd be considered poor back in the day. Times sure have changed." You know what, Dot? I'm not quite sure how back in the day you're going, but it is true that back in the day, like the early 1900s, the late 1800s, when jeans actually became popular for workwear, many families had to wear them over and over and over again because they simply could not afford to replace their work wear. And so they would patch them, which is a wonderful thing if you think about it. Way back then, refashioning and upcycling was simply normal and something that people did to help them to survive. Now, there's so many thrift stores, there's so many clothes in the world, they end up in the landfill. So what do you think is better, Dot? Should people just throw something in the bin because you think it makes them look poor, or should they proudly wear it because it's something that makes them feel good, that perhaps they made themselves, or they even spent a lot of money on it because it was a designer pair of distressed jeans? You let me know down below what you think, Dot. If people should just continue throwing things out, or if they should reuse them and enhance them and make them into things that they actually want to wear using the many free tutorials that are available at refashionistasherry.com. And we have a little bit of a bonus here. We have a second time troll, and this troll is actually responding to Dot's comment, and this troll is named Ty. You may remember her from the previous video where Citrus Meloni responded to her, and she wasn't quite sure how to say her name, but I'm going to go with the same and say Ty. So, congratulations, Ty. You are a two-time troll. Fantastic. You must be so proud of yourself. Okay, so Ty's comment to Dot is, "Still look poor and in a bad way to me to this day. There are poor people with jeans, but they don't look as bad as the ones we see in the stores these days." Okay, so Ty, you are freely admitting that in the stores you can actually buy this type of fashion. So why are you going around and condemning and being judgmental of someone who is simply sharing for free how to create these current fashions yourself to save a little bit of money? There are so many people in the world who enjoy this type of upcycling and refashioning, and I do not think you have any sort of qualification whatsoever to go around spreading your negativity and hatred for fashion. What a terrible thing to do. And I'm quite certain you would not want somebody to do that to you, would you? Please, I'm always so curious. Let Sheri know down below if you would like to receive the type of comments that you are putting out into the world. And I can pretty much guarantee that no, you would not. So maybe you want to zip it, or I'm sorry, it should be maybe on your hands, because you are all keyboard warriors being so proud of the horrible negativity that you're spreading. Well, I think that's about all we have time for today. Again, that was quite a few comments to get through. And until next time, Refashionista Sheri and myself, Esther, we hope you will stay safe, stay well, and we'll get you on the zigzag.
This is Confessions of a Refashionista.